Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So before the story time starts, I just want to say I'm live on Kick right now. I'll be just chatting and playing this horror game called Escape the Backrooms. Come check that out. Anyway, let's jump into today's story time. So, today's story time is a absolutely just altogether a ridiculous one. Yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of them old days on this channel. Hope you enjoy it. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's jump into it. So today's story time is about the time that I caught my teacher doing something not so appropriate on school property, and I've never told this one before, and it's an awkward one, and it's a funny one, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's jump into it. So, today's story time all starts off in 10th grade. Now, the majority of my 10th grade year in high school was pretty normal, I would say. Not the most normal, but, could have been worse. But this story time takes place in the third month of 10th grade, so everything was still relatively new to me. I can't lie. I also won't lie, I wasn't going to school that much at this time. Like, I would literally skip school a lot. So this was realistically only like a month of me actually going to school. Anyway, today's story time all starts off as a normal day. I got up out of bed, I took a shower, ate some breakfast. I was actually running early for once. Usually I'm up really late. And I missed the bus, but for some reason I didn't, and I was doing good, right? Things were going great. I was on good time. I got on the bus. I went to school, got through most of my school day with no problems. Really nothing out of the ordinary, right? As for the school day, things were great. Now, in 10th grade, I had this English teacher. She was a pretty normal lady. She was a little bit strict, but not the most strict in the world. I've definitely had stricter teachers. I don't really have much to say about her other than she was like just the average teacher. Like, we didn't really know that much about her. She just was a teacher, taught English, pretty normal stuff, right? All I knew is that she was dating somebody at the school. I didn't know who. I just heard through my friends that she had a boyfriend that worked at the school. I didn't know if he was a teacher, security guard, faculty member. I didn't know. I just knew that this dude that she was dating worked at the school. So on this school day, like I said, things were very normal. The whole day went by pretty much without a problem. And my last period of the day was English. I went to my English class. I sat down. We'll call my teacher Mrs. Smith, okay? Mrs. Smith, like I said, very normal English teacher. The whole class went by completely normal, nothing out of the ordinary. I was just kind of counting the minutes till the bell rang so I could get home and play some COD and just kind of waste away and be a dork. And I was looking forward to that, right? So the bell finally rings, class lets out, everyone goes to their lockers to grab their backpacks and everything they need to go home for the day. And as soon as the bell rings, I saw my English teacher leave with the class, and she went right out to the parking lot. So I figured, she was like leaving early or like grabbing something out of her car. I don't know. You know what I mean? I didn't really care. So I go up to my locker. I go to my locker, grab my backpack, grab my stuff that I need, and I start heading out towards the buses to go home. Now, as I'm heading out the door, one of my other teachers sees me and stops me. My math teacher. He's like, Austin, I gotta talk to you real quick. I was like, what is it? He's like, just real quick, come here. And I'm not in the mood to talk, right? The bell rang. At this point, school's over. I'm done with academics. I want to go the fuck home, play some Call of Duty, order some pizza, and chill the fuck out. But nah, my math teacher wants to talk to me. So I'm like, okay, sure. So he brings me over to the side of the hallway by this locker, and he starts talking to me. And he's like, listen, so your grades, we got to have this talk, man. And I was like, what, are they bad? He's like, yeah, you're not going to pass this quarter if you don't get them up. And I was like, okay, I'll get them up. He's like, no, you said that a million times. Like, I need to form a plan with you to get these grades up. What can we do? I was like, I don't know. What do you want me to do? He's like, can you stay after today? I was like, stay after? He's like, yeah. I was like, I don't know, sir. Like, I'm really not in the mood. He's like, I know you're not in the mood, but that's why you're failing. And I was like, damn, he makes a good point. So I ask him, I'm like, okay, how many times do you need me to stay after until I'm passing? He's like, I don't know, at least a few. I'm like, can we start tomorrow? He's like, I have someone else tomorrow. Can you just do it today? I was like, fine. So I go back to my locker. I hang my backpack back up. I take out my math folder. I go back to math class with him. I stay after. I was really not in the mood, man. I was in a bummed fucking mood. And yeah, we get through about an hour of math homework. I stayed after, got my work done. And then finally the bell rings again for after school hours, and I'm able to leave school. So when that bell rang, I ran out the door, grabbed my stuff out the locker, and I go right outside to the after-school buses. Now, for some reason, the bus that takes all the kids home after school isn't there. It's running late. So I go across the street to the gas station and grab a Gatorade because I'm thirsty, right? I sit there for a little bit, drink some of the Gatorade. I see the bus pulling up to the school. Now it's time to go home. So I run across the street. I get into my school's parking lot. I'm on my way to the bus. And as I'm walking to the after-school bus, I'm passing a bunch of cars in the parking lot. And a lot of these cars are teachers because it's the teachers' parking lot. And I see out of the corner of my eye somebody in one of the cars, like, moving around. And I don't really think much of it. But I double take. I look back and look just to make sure that I saw that correctly. And I see my English teacher and some random dude who I've seen around the halls at my school getting it on in the fucking car. That car was jumping up and down like it had fucking hydraulics, bro. Like some West Coast Customs type shit. I had to triple take to make sure I saw what I was seeing. I was like, oh, yeah, that's my English teacher. Just fucking some dude in the car in the parking lot. I was shocked. I was fucking astounded. I don't know what word to even use. I was just absolutely surprised. I didn't even know what to think. And of course, just as I'm about to walk away and not say anything about it, my teacher notices me there. And she stops what she's doing, and so does the guy. And they both look at me like a deer in headlights, like they've just been caught doing the worst act of their lives. And immediately, she rolls the windows down of the car. And she's like, oh, Austin, I'm so sorry. Like, she didn't even try and make up a lie. She didn't try and make up some story like it was not what I thought. She just straight up said, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's okay. I'm just gonna go home now. And I start walking away towards the bus. And she gets out of the car and she runs up to me. And she's like, Austin, no, please stop. I was like, what? She's like, what did you just see? I was like, do you really want me to describe it in detail? She goes, okay, I am so embarrassed right now. Like, so embarrassed. That was beyond inappropriate of me. Like, I'm so sorry. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, my teacher is on some freak ass shit, bro. Like, she couldn't even wait to get home. She did it in the teacher's faculty parking lot in the car with her boyfriend at school. Like, you can get charged for that shit. Like, that really is not okay to do at all. Especially at a fucking school in the parking lot, bro. So I just told her, I was like, listen, I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to rat on you. But, like, you should never do that again. Like, as funny as this whole situation is, like, if the principal saw you doing that, or the school cop, like, you'd probably go to jail. Like, don't get me wrong, in the moment, I thought it was kind of hilarious. But, like, I don't want to see my teacher go to jail. So, yeah, I essentially told her, like, you shouldn't do that anymore. And she was like, no, I agree. Like, I completely agree. Not appropriate. Not okay. I'm so sorry. Like, it will not happen again. I promise, Austin. I was like, all right. And it felt so weird. Like, I gave my teacher a lesson on why, like, that wasn't okay. And that's so weird to me. Like, usually it'd be the other way around, like, teacher yelling at student. But nah, it was, like, literally, I was talking to my teacher like she was the student. It was so strange. And yeah, I won't lie. After this day, I never saw her in the parking lot again doing some wild shit. I did see her boyfriend, like, the next day, though. And I found out that he was a study hall teacher. So, yeah, that's that. They were both teachers. But yeah, I never told on my teacher. Some kids probably would, and I don't think they would be in the wrong for that, but I didn't because, like I said, I knew that she was being serious about apologizing and not doing it anymore, so I figured she would stick to that, and she did. But yeah, moral of this story is, you probably shouldn't do what my teacher did in this story, because it's pretty illegal, gotta say, and that's pretty much that. I remember the next day I walked into school, and my friends walked up to me, and they were like, yo, did you stay after yesterday? Like, we didn't see you get on your bus. I was like, yeah, I was on the after-school bus. And they were like, oh, okay, how was that? I was like, great, caught the teacher having sex. And my friends were all like, what? And yeah, I told them the whole story without saying any names, and they begged me for the teacher's names, but I didn't. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much that. Pretty funny / crazy story time. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
Everyone wanna be me, they all buying my flow, I swear they all be teething. Don't do this shit for the free, you ask me for a feed, I need 50K even. They talking shit on my name.